Welcome back, guys. This is the review for episode 6 of Marvel's Inhumans, and let's get to it. Alright, so this episode involves the royal family being back together and looking for Crystal after they find out that she is on Earth as well. And I had a feeling last week, I think in the last video, I said that Louise was going to track the signature that Lockjaw leaves behind with his transporting. And yeah, I was right once. Woo, once in my life. But that was kind of obvious. That's what they were gonna do. But I did like that Crystal finally was responsible for something. She didn't even have this idea. It was given to her by Dave, some human fling she's got going on, to leave a signal for her family to find her. And so she goes to the top of the highest point on the island and crashes down lightning in the same spot over and over. And finally, Medusa and Black Bolt and Louise get the hint that that's Crystal. And they go down, they spend the rest of the episode looking for her. And that's really all they do. They end up finding her. She's kissing Dave, and then they all go back to the barn, find Lockjaw, and teleport away to get Karnak and Gorgon, and that's how the episode ends for them. So they had a pretty straightforward plot in this episode, which I kind of figured, considering they really wanted to focus more on Gorgon in this episode, which I thought was okay. But they did sort of go more into Gorgon's personality and character type in this episode, because he is one guy that they have really not done much with. He's the fighter. He tells you he's the fighter. He's the head of the Royal Guard. They never let you forget that. And finally, they have a little bit more of a personality for him in this episode, which I really appreciated. And the treatment that he got, I didn't really like. So for Karnak and Gorgon, they get sent off to the facility to look for Declan and Sammy. That's the Samoan guy's name, Sammy. I keep forgetting his name, or I just never paid attention to it, but his name is Sammy. So Black Bolt sends them off to find those two, bring them back. And, I really liked that they gave Gorgon a brain in this episode. He's always he resulted in punching and fighting, and that was it. And they sort of hint at that in this episode. At the very beginning, him and Medusa are talking about what they need to do to go find Crystal, and he's like, I just go in there and rip people's heads off or beat them up and punch them and stuff like that. And she points out that she's getting really tired of him saying that. Trust me, I was right there with her. But then later on, when it's just Karnak and Gorgon in this facility, he had the bright idea that they don't know that Karnak is broken. Nobody knows that but us as the viewers and the Inhuman royal family. So it was really nice to see him use his brain for once, saying that there is one flaw in their plan, and that is they don't know that Karnak is broken. And there was really one funny scene in this episode. I was really laughing, where Oran is like, it's Karnak, and he sees the flaws and everything. I don't think I should shoot him. And the entire time he's walking forward, he's like, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. I was laughing a little harder than I should have, but it was still pretty funny. And as expected, they were afraid of Karnak at the first sight of him. And he was slowly walking through this facility, picking them off one at a time. And we got a great fight scene between Gorgon and Oran. And I really did appreciate that. Then again, there's Oran just punching and fighting and getting beat up like always, like I said in the last video. But they gave Karnak, I felt like this was his last hurrah in this episode. They gave him a good fight scene. Him and Karnak take out all the Inhumans in there, even Bernaggio's dad, but he doesn't hurt Bernaggio's dad. He gives him like the little Vulcan neck pinch and knocks him out, which I thought was kind of funny. Considering he's an alien. But, it sucks that they're picking off the royal family, one at a time. First it was Triton in the very first, 5 minutes of the series, And now episode 6, they kill off Gorgon, and I hate to say it, but I feel like we're not gonna get a second season. I really do hate saying that, but I feel like they don't even have high hopes for the series now that they're killing off main parts of the royal family. Yeah, Gorgon didn't really attribute much other than fighting. Triton, we never even got to see him use his abilities or what he brought to the team. But yeah, they're just picking him off, and I feel like that was their just way of I don't know, dealing with loopholes or weak points in the story, and that just I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I feel like they didn't have confidence in this series, and they didn't give us a chance as viewers to appreciate what they could have done. And hey, it's their call, that they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and we just have to sit back and enjoy it. All right, so now back to the episode. The royal family's back together, minus Gorgon, and on the moon, Maximus is losing his mind. He's going crazy. It's more so in this episode than previous episodes. I feel like they're really trying to hammer that home to us as viewers to get us ready for the next couple episodes. We have one more episode before the season finale, and I feel like they're just getting us prepared for that. And they sort of hinted at Maximus being the reason that Black Bolt's parents are gone. And I don't know where that came from or why, because they showed us earlier in the season that it was Black Bolt who sort of murmured and sort of just vaporized his family. But I don't know if they're trying to do another subplot like story or what. But I don't know, it was kind of confusing for me to hear that and watch that. I mean, they're going to try to tie it in next episode or the season finale. And I hope it works out. I mean, it's kind of interesting. We'll see. You let me know what you think too. But it's just, I don't know. They just kind of threw that in there really quick. I kind of throws off the trail. I don't know. But yeah, he's losing his grip. Nobody on the moon is really supporting him, and he feels it, especially when that group that Tybor has been working with comes in, and they try to take him over, but he's prepared, he's ready for him, and he gets rid of him. He kills Tybor and takes the rest of the I don't even know the word right now. Insurgents? Rebels? I can't even talk right now. But yeah, those guys takes them, and we had just assumed that he has them killed. But they've been kind of laying off Maximus on the moon. I don't know. Hopefully, in the next couple episodes, they'll really hit on him. And what's going on with him on the moon as far as trying to run this thing. But I don't know. This episode was good. It was good. Not as good as last week's, but it was good. I hated the fact that they got rid of Gorgon. They did get rid of Mortis, which I don't know about you, but I was getting kind of tired of the guy. I felt like they built him up to be this really dangerous guy, and he was just kind of annoying. He just talked in one-liners, He was trying to be funny, sort of, in his own way, and it just wasn't working. I'm assuming that's because after he went through Terrigenesis, because they talked about it in this episode, he went through Terrigenesis and he killed a bunch of people as soon as he left the chamber, and then immediately they just threw him in a cell and they left him there. So I'm assuming that kind of has to do with forming his personality afterwards and not knowing how to interact with people, sort of being alone, has zero patience for anybody. So I guess it kind of works out now that I'm thinking about it afterwards, making this video. But yeah, I can get behind that. I don't know, they're just misusing these characters, I feel like, and yeah. Oh, we got 2 episodes to go, and they got time to make up for their past mistakes and set new ground for this kingdom on the moon, which I hope we get to see more of. I really do. I really hope we get to see more of in the second season. Just keep tuning in on Fridays, turn it on for the last 2 episodes the next 2 weeks, and just get as many views as we can. Hopefully, this last push will garnish enough talk in Marvel offices, TV division to provide a season, which would be great. But that'll be hard to do without Triton and Gorgon. We'll see how it works out. I'm still crossing my fingers, but I'll hold my breath too. How's that? Something, anything. But yeah, it was good. And so far, so good. I mean, there's only so much you could do before the last 2 episodes. We all know that this next episode is going to set up every single important detail that we need to get into the season finale. I just hope they do a good job of it and clear up a lot of questions that we have, and just good clean slide into the finale and end on a good note. If we end on a good note, answer all the questions, I will be happy with the season. I'll go buy it on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, and enjoy it. This show was made for fans. They kind of knew that this wasn't going to garner a lot of attention, but even so, we still had enough viewers to carry us through an entire series, and I still appreciate live action versions of characters that I've read on pieces of paper for most of my life. So it's great. I still really enjoy the show, and I hope you do too. So that's all I have for this video. Let me know any questions you have, any comments. I do love the comments. Thank you guys so much. I love interacting with every single one of you. Keep it up, and yeah, that's the reason I make these. So good job on you guys. I'll see you guys next time.